gotten the victory over Virtus Pro. A pretty intense game, actually. Went the stretch, and VP just couldn't handle the heat, so they got out of the kitchen, eh, Trent?
Yeah, they got there. I think the early game, we talked about that being very important for the side of Vici Gaming. Make sure they didn't get run over. Make sure these counters of the Bloodseeker versus the Anti-Mage didn't come to full force here and shut down his early game farm chasing around the map. But LAN, I am impressed. Got it done. Saw a couple cool combos there with the Dream Coil there. He had no stuns to even set that up, and he still got him pulled on out of there.
Yeah. Suns fan, how you feeling? How'd you like that game there, pal?
You remember all these conversations we've had where I talk about level 25 talents and everybody's like, they're never going to get to that point. Half the heroes in this game, more than half, are 25.
Yep.
We're going to look at some replays first, though, and then we will talk extensively about these talents later. I know you're excited.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's look at these replays. That'll get us nice and lubricated for this talent talk that we've had 5 times already.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, thanks, Suns fan. We don't have replays.
Sorry. I'm just jumping the gun here. We don't need replays anyway.
I heard him say we don't have replays, and then I heard you say the opposite, and I thought for a moment maybe Suns fan knows something that I don't.
That's because I
really
want to be the host here.
over
okay.
producers.
Let's talk about this for a
issue?
second. So I had a conversation with Grant earlier about Omni Knight 25, what people would get. I thought they'd still go for the 200 heal, but he went for the plus 3-second repel. We saw the puck. What is that actual 25 talent called? It's just
We've just been calling it Dream Coil Machine Gun.
Machine Gun.
Machine Gun Coil.
That one, I thought he was going to go for. I've been wrong on these. I thought he was going to go for the 420 gold per minute because it's hard to pass up that amount of gold. But he did go Mjolnir, like Trent talked about. And I mean, I have to say, you jump in, you hit phase shift after you've coiled. You're literally invulnerable, and you're just shooting. Machine gun.
It's called Dream Coil Rapid Fire. So there you go.
Machine gun's probably a little too real, but
it's surprisingly good though. Like I had the same thought as you. I thought gold was going to be better. When you see it, it does a lot of damage. I mean, those supports were just dropping.
You have to build a certain way though.
Well, it's definitely a case of like how underfarmed you are too. Like obviously you can't afford a Mjolnir at that point, and you don't have any hopes of getting there. You might want to get the gold talent and just focus more on disabling with like sights and things like that. Focus more on the late game, get a dig on and stuff.
And I think some of it maybe depends on how long you think the game's going to go on, because that gold increase kind of compounds. Yeah, well, it doesn't actually compound. That's a misuse of the word.
I was looking forward to
it adds up over time.
We don't have interest in Dota yet.
It's significant. Sorry, I'm in the Midas mode zone. Too many financial words floating around.
I'm just waiting until you can save gold and then you build off that investment. Get some interest going.
No.
That's what I like.
All right, Mr. Gambler. All right.
The refresher shard was almost used to full effect on the double coil, but he ended up dropping before he got the second one off. That would have been pretty sick. But I mean, LAN M, we talked about him. 9/11, 26 assists. He had about 6,000 health, I think, at the end of the game, because that talent has been buffed even more for some reason. I mean, these games are super exciting. This is probably the best game of the tournament so far, I think.
Honestly, we've seen Pudge twice now in only 2 days of Dota, and he feels pretty legit to me. You know, it feels like Pudge is no longer that gimmicky type pick where he felt like just a regular hero. It fit into the Dream Coil strat. You can use it offensively. You can use it defensively, of course. A lot of good defensive hooks to get people out of harm's way.
This was
Pudge is back, baby.
This was first phase. Was our other one first phase as well? I feel like it might have been.
Yes.
I think it was. So
it was one.
Yeah, it was Liquid. They went Bane Pudge was the opener.
So, well, I mean, there you even have like a natural setup. This game, I'm again just really impressed by Lanham because he had no help. There's no natural stuns to help this guy out. He just has to kind of do it all himself with the hooks, just a couple slows to try and make it work.
Yeah, and so I was thinking Bloodseeker as a counter to Anti-Mage. You didn't really feel it that game, though. You saw him kill him a few times, but it was more, I think, the way Vici itemized that made that counter less effective.
Yeah.
They had Aghanim Scepter and Lincolns on the Anti-Mage, and then they had 2 more Lincolns and a Lotus Orb, plus an Omni Knight.
Yeah,
pretty ridiculous.
I mean,
you can't have much better statement than that. That's pretty ridiculous. And the funny thing is, with all those items, Virtus Pro is still semi-consistently still rupturing him, but it didn't matter because they're using so many things to get rid of these Lincolns and Lotus Orbs, and they have nothing left to actually use it to actually kill him. Because the damage wasn't really there, right? We have Bloodseeker at that stage of the game doesn't really do that much damage to him. It's basically just Mirana, but she was the one getting completely dumpstered in these fights, initiated on. She was doing a lot of damage, but just wasn't enough.
We even had a Darth Vader, Mr. Rezo, pointing out on Twitter, not taking the Blink increased range talent, which of course would allow you to dodge out that rupture damage. Took the stats instead. Still worked out though. Got the victory. So stuck it to him. Way to go, Paparazzi. You got him, dude.
I mean, that is true though, because before this patch, it was just Quap that could blink out of Rupture without taking the damage.
And she had to be running while doing it. Yeah, you had to be in motion.
Right, and then AM, the only thing you could do was blink and then immediately Manta.
Right.
Which, I guess it's not that difficult.
It was a little finicky. But I mean, do you even have your Manta,
Did it work 100% of the time if you shift queue it?
I think I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Easy peasy.
It looked pretty
Come
good.
on, guys.
Black had it on point
Yeah,
when he was
Black's
showing it
legit.
off.
I mean,
so.
he's the aim master at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
had to ask his thoughts about this, the talent build this time around.
Okay. Yeah.
And what's that funky item that Lanham has there in the backpack? Or was is that
I
an
believe it's
Aeon
an
disc?
Eon disc.
Eon disc?
Yes.
So we were discussing earlier, segue, right? If it's Eon or Aeon, and Mott hit us with a zinger. Is it Eon of Strife, the beginnings of Dota? No, we all say Aeon of Strife. So now I'm torn. I don't know what it is. What are we doing?
But
I don't know what
then
to
you
tell
say through the eons. You don't say through the aeons.
Well,
That
I
sounds
know,
terrible,
but don't we
right?
want to play homage to our Dota roots?
You know,
the
how about
Dota
this?
before Dota?
How about this? How about IceFrog
No?
makes a public tweet telling us how to pronounce it? Because
You know,
there's going to be a lot of confusion.
That is how I learned that it was Aegis. I was
I
saying
know.
Aegis. He DM'd LD and said, I don't know who that idiot is, but tell him it is Aegis. This is Dota, and it is Aegis.
Yeah,
I decree.
We need a tweet. from
And ever since
IceFrog.
then,
That was your last point of
I'm not
contact with
saying
Ice
it.
Frog.
I got invited to TI that year, so that wasn't the end. That was the
Thank
beginning
God.
of the end, I think.
You've done well, sir. You are invited. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Aeon, Disc, Eon. I feel like Eon sounds better with Disc, but to each their own. I mean, I like
Sounds better with disc.
I like Abaddon personally, and I
Yeah.
know a lot of people hate me for that.
No,
but
that's how words work. The follow-up word denotes how you pronounce the
Yeah,
first
but
word.
It doesn't count when the hero says it in game.
Yeah, that's fair.
no,
I'm
it's
sorry.
not. Here's the thing, guys.
No,
Okay.
like, you're just-
No. Here's the thing. I'm not saying it's the correct way to pronounce it. I'm saying it sounds better. Just like with IceFrog saying Aegis sounds better. It's not correct though. Aegis is correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think Aeon sounds better.
Okay, that's
Is that what you're
that's
saying?
an opinion.
Or you
I'm,
think
sa-
Eon
I'm saying
sounds better?
Eon Disc sounds better. Aeon of Strife sounds better. It's very complicated.
Okay,
guys. This
so-
is English.
So English
okay?
is
It's hard.
completely subjective. That's what we've learned.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a tough
Great.
lesson you learn,
I'm so
but
glad we finally
I'm
got there.
so sorry to
Yeah.
the rest of the world that you're
Thank
forced
goodness
to speak
we're
English.
hey,
here to do
how about
this.
we?
Oh, we do have a
Ooh.
replay. Oh, let's take a look. Let's jump in. Save us, please. I want to see this replay so badly.
I can't do this anymore.
We need to make a poll.
What do we have here,
Really-
Trent?
Oh, look
yeah.
at that dodge.
yeah,
Oh,
that was
Wait, was that? I thought that was the only one.
that was a dank dodge, though. It really was.
I appreciate that being there.
So what was this moment?
This is when they were still ahead a little bit here in terms of the net worth for the old VP. Felt pretty strong. Some spells kind of flew through some Magic Community. There was a hooked out Omni Knight. Things weren't going too well for either side. But then the yelling, I believe, gets very loud from VG, which is how you know they're
They
about
are
to run
a
back this fight.
very vocal team.
It's only when they're going to win a fight, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
they lose
I'm pretty
two
sure
here,
it's this
too.
one.
Yeah, I think so.
They started
Yeah,
screaming.
They start to clean it up.
Yeah.
Will tries to TP out. The
yeah.
winner's
Yeah, there it
curse
is.
comes. And there we go. I want to ask you guys, what do you think about the Omni Knight taking so many of those kills with the heal bombs on the anti-mage? I know Grant was very critical, but
Yeah, I think Lacoste was, too.
or Lacoste,
they
yeah,
were not happy.
both of them very
I
critical
don't know,
of the Omni Knight getting
somewhere
kills.
out there, Slacks is smiling.
Well, I mean,
A
the Omni
maniacal
Knight had
smile.
a lot of items that game, though. And I mean, he got a lot of work done. Some of me
Nice.
feels like that was intentional because the Omni needed to get those core items.
I mean, we did talk a bit about this before the game, but you're not able to really dispel that easily anymore.
Yeah.
With the Omni Knight ult specifically. And then, of course, the changes, like a year ago when you couldn't do that anymore with Repel. He's actually quite strong. You'd have to get Nullifier, right, which I don't think we saw that game, to actually dispel
Correct.
the
Yeah.
Guardian Angel.
Could be kind of an okay item, I suppose, on Bloodseeker. Would sort of fit him. Then again, I don't know.
It could.
It feels like you want better items, though. Kind of the same issue with like Ursa and Lifestealer.
It has
I'm
a-
not sold on
It has a
yet.
really tough build-up. It's one of those
Yeah.
items that if once you have it, you can make a case, but when do you fit it into the build? It reminds me of like Bristleback Ags. If it could just appear, that's great, but when do you actually buy it to make it work?
Oh, we've seen it
Never.
bought. What do you mean never? Moo used to buy it all the time on Bristleback. It was great.
You know,
There's one.
You have no memory when it comes to Dota matches unless it involves some weird aghanims or something.
Weird
I mean,
Aghanim
is that a
mechanic.
problem?
No, that's fine. I'm just saying.
You know, in old age, you start to, you lose your memory,
Yeah.
you see. Vocabulary goes out the window. Abaddon, Windrunner.
So, boys,
Aeon.
I do want to point out a pattern here. VP seems to like to lose that first game and then come back and win 2 in a row
Yeah,
to
they-
take the series.
They like long series, I guess.
Do we think that's going to happen again here, or are we feeling like Vici's got the edge? That was kind of a convincing win. I mean, it wasn't one-sided, but towards the end, it was Vici that just slowly outmaneuvered, took the fights, took over the game, and to me, that's a sign that they just started to outplay them a little bit.
I just
Do
think
you
Anti
agree?
Mage is kind of insane. I mean, again, the itemization was great, but that hero just feels at the end of the game now he had the big bonus on the talent for the spell shield too. So already they were pretty magic damage focused, and then now you're just kind of stuck still trying to work your way through all these Lincoln Spheres and Lotus Swords.
So
and
forgive me if I'm
resistance.
not understanding properly, but it sounds like you're predicting an anti-mage ban in Game 2.
I mean, I just think the hero's kind of ridiculous, but
Okay.
any of those late game heroes, I mean, we saw with Medusa too, right? Kind of the same issue. It feels like any team that is trying to get something done by a certain time frame, things are not going too well for them. That's kind of been the theme of most of our games here.
Dota was a game of supports, and now it's time for the carries to take a turn, Trent. This is the meta of carries. Are you ready?
I remember the sniper troll patch. I'm not.
Well, that wasn't really a meta of carries. That was just a meta of two heroes.
No, Juggernaut as well. There was three.
Okay. 3 heroes.
Three
Fine.
heroes,
Juggernaut's
two items,
long
Mask of
forgotten.
Madness, S and Y.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it.
That was a very one-dimensional patch.
This is
That's
the
what was
Eon
so
disc era.
We're in a new
Zyori.
Eon, Suns fan.
Yes,
A
we're in
new
the new
Eon.
Eon
It
with
took
Aeon
one
disc.
day before Meteor Hammer was no longer cool. It's already
it's
gone.
true.
I mean, I called this.
Meteor Hammer, Meteor Hammer, Meteor Hammer.
I feel like you could
it
just
was
go back and just search every time Meteor Hammer has been said on the panel, and it's a progression of we're so excited to do not buy Meteor Hammer. It will lose you the game. I mean, our hype is just, it's a downward slope.
It's still a small sample size. Players haven't gotten used to these types of things yet. There's a lot of testing to be done. I'm not ready to write it off yet. I think its current form probably not great.
I want to see just one
maybe
game
buff.
where a team buys more than one, because I think that could be the
All right,
problem.
Zyori, the dream of
I
5
got it.
heroes
No,
using it.
I got
is
it, I
not-
got it.
No, you just need
Wait.
2.
It's 4. It's 4. You have a Naga Siren. The song starts. 4 heroes march next to the song, a beaming siren going while they channel, and then the meteor falls and you die. And
Suns
a
fan?
painful death of rock shards.
I mean, that sounds like something we can try in turbo mode, but in competitive, I
Okay.
think you lose the
Yeah.
game instantly. You take one tower, then you literally die because that's all you bought that game.
Pretty significant investment into meteors. You might as well just pick Invoker and have an
I mean,
actual
can you imagine
meteor.
5 people channeling for 3 seconds?
In a
trying to
Naga
get this
song.
stupid. Okay, if you have 4 people, Naga has to buy one herself.
No, 4 people in a Naga song. You can't touch them. They're going to be fine. I figured it out.
I love these terrible ideas normally, but this is just plain terrible.
This one's too bad.
It's
This
terrible.
is like way more realistic than most of the other ones we come up with.
What are you talking about?
Ah.
You don't think the IO
Luna
Chaos Knight
CK?
position 4 is unrealistic?
Do you know Lacoste tried to bring that up as his
I-
own
I
idea in
saw
the panel
that.
this morning?
I saw
don't
that.
worry, I shut him down very fast. Because now I know he wasn't even listening to us yesterday. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable, this guy.
He's sitting like right there.
Busted. Yeah, honestly, that's something I'm still waiting for. Is this freaking IO?
Yeah.
I want to see it used to, because I feel like they're getting rid of like the tiny ags you can't use anymore. Maybe that was because they're putting in the IO tether ags. Because it's
That-
too good.
that was it.
It was too
He-
good. I mean, imagine
It's
you don't
true.
ever
It
have to
would
buy
actually be
ags
too
on Tiny
strong.
again,
Have
which
we,
you don't.
Have we only seen one actual IO game?
You know, the
I
last
remember
time.
only one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
same.
so. It was the Game 3 of SG versus Newbie, and it was the one they lost. So that's it. Only IO game.
It was, of course, OG who would do the Alchemist and then straight Butterfly for the No-Tail Tiny,
that's
and then
right.
slap that right on top, right? And
Yeah.
then he's just kind of crazy.
Yeah,
So
super
can't
buff
have
mode.
that.
Yeah, it's sad days. I'm one of the few people that love Alchemist, but I know I'm in the minority, so I will concede. It's fine.
Okay, he's
I'm okay
cooled
with
down a
Alchemist
bit.
now.
Yeah.
I think Alchemist is a cool hero as long as we don't see him every game. People just got burned out of him, dude. He was that broken meta hero for too long.
Yeah.
I just love him because of the Ags. That's when I started liking him.
In terms of heroes we're actually seeing today, more than likely, I think the Panda will still get through. Maybe if VG want to switch Wonder Bands and remove it, I do think it's still a very strong hero. Once again, I do think this was another example of the hero losing, but still looking pretty strong.
Yeah,
I think so.
We talked about Dispel is kind of this very rare thing that you can
Yeah.
get these days because you got rid of a lot of them, especially with the Fusible Blade and whatnot, which is a very common item. But Brewmaster's
The Wind Panda.
Spirit. Oh, I almost call it a Spirit Panda. You're right. It is the Wind Panda with
Wind
the Dispel.
Panda. The
pretty
blue
freaking
one.
good.
Yeah.
AOE Dispel against Omni Knight.
Oh, it is. It's a AOL AOE
AOL.com
ground target. It's an
slash-
AOL ground target. Shout out to AOL for all those CDs they mailed me 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think you're going over a lot of people's heads. I think we're the
Probably
only two
not.
old guys here, but
I just aged myself.
yeah, and I believe what is the AOE now? Because they buffed it like a year ago. I want to say to make it quite large,
pretty
at least
big.
like
Yeah.
600
It's a
AOE or
decent
something like that.
size.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty good.
It's way up there.
Yeah.
Can also get
It's a,
those
it's a relatively
summons.
short cooldown as well. I think you can get it off multiple times in a primal split, right?
I don't micro
be
that
able to.
one.
I
When
just
when I play
stumped my
Brewmaster,
entire panel here with a simple mechanics
when,
question.
when I play Brewmaster, okay, I only have 2 pandas. They nerfed it for me. I don't.
Oh.
That blue one, he just sits on the. He sits. He might get one tornado off, but he's not dispelling that tornado. He's up for the 10-second period.
You know, in terms of buying Dispel now, too, you can, I guess, Helm, right? That's our other option. Diffusal blade's out. Helm
yeah.
is in.
The
We have to
creep.
find the creep.
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
our only solution
Hunting
now.
for that beautiful
That
creep.
is. That is. Oh, that's actually a really good suggestion.
Oh, there you go.
Where is
Saved.
Helm of the Dominator?
I think we saw one earlier on an ogre, but we're back.
We're back. Folks,
there's
we've got a
heroes.
draft. Game number 2. This could be the final game of the night. Maybe Vici will take it 2-0, or we'll see if Virtus Pro can take us to a third game. Let's jump into the draft and find out.
I want to see more Nullifier. The Dispel on that sounds pretty cool. We're going to see the
Yes.
Bane Night Stalker ban right away as per norm. There's the
Ooh.
Brew, though.
The Brew gets taken out. So does the Winter Wyvern.
I'm starting to get sick of Wyvern, so I'm fine with that. A little too much Wyvern lately. Sounds good to me.
She seems very good in pretty much every context.
It is actually 600 radius.
Yeah,
I'm
and a
actually
4-second cooldown.
Oh my
You're
god, I don't even
almost
use
there.
that thing.
But anyway,
And the cooldown's 4 seconds.
He's
You can
gone,
use
though.
it so many times.
so many times.
We're so
Amazing.
smart, guys.
I know.
Well done.
Just pulling that out of my brain.
All right, what do we got
He's
here?
gone,
What-
though. Not surprising. I
So
don't think.
Lich Undying, probably pretty high on the list for bans. Of course, VP did ban out Magnus first in the last game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Something that Vici played in the series earlier today.
You can see the pattern, too, when you're not first pick. Just get rid of the 5. That really annoying, super safe opener that's very strong. So Bane and then the Wyvern. I guess you could consider Undying, even though he's not technically a 5, to fit in the same category. The Ogre, too, perhaps, as both teams have been playing it and prioritizing it here today.
Yeah, Vici has also kind of gravitated towards those pushing heroes. They were the only team that played Death Prophet so far, I think.
And Viper Magnus. Okay.
Yeah.
So no Viper for VP, although they've kind of, although it's still a small sample size, technically speaking, they stopped picking it first 2 in the last couple games.
Oh, that's right. He's here. Finally.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
we're
it
going to
is
see a lot of
time.
tomatoes.
We have been waiting for this
Yes.
for 2 full days now.
Yes, finally. He slips through.
All right, so this is based off memory alone, but can anybody answer why, when he does Call of the Wild, he cannot get a Wild Wing? Is that just missing in the text and you can still get it? Because he was...
I
or he's
think it would
missing
just
in
be...
Are you sure it's not just
Pretty
because
awful if
the
you
Wild
could.
Wing stinks compared to the other ones?
Yeah, so I think it's like a balance issue of just like...
I mean,
It
you
stinks.
You do get the armor aura, but well, just think about the other ones. They're spammable spells that you can use in a team
Yeah,
fight.
it's terrible. In
The
comparison,
tornado
it's terrible.
doesn't
That's the
really
reason.
fit. It
Yes.
doesn't fit what Beastmaster wants to do. See, Chen could get the tornado. He can harass mid, then he can get other
Why
creeps.
is Ice Frog prejudiced against Wild Wing Rippers?
Because it's terrible.
I don't know.
I mean,
But
it's not
okay,
difficult.
forget
I
about
would
Wild
say-
Wing
Doesn't that
Rippers.
balance
Okay.
it, though?
I want to talk
Alright.
about Witch Doctor.
move on
Because this
here.
is the first Witch Doctor pick of the tournament. He has an amazing level 25 talent now that buffs up Voodoo Restoration.
Boy, this is really contagious.
Other thoughts as to why Witch Doctor is first picked here?
Crystal
all
Maiden's
of a sudden?
terrible, and Wyvern's already
I
banned
mean,
out.
Cask
so
is amazing
but-
against all creeps.
Exactly.
Beastmaster
Okay.
will get destroyed by that. How
Okay.
long is the stun on that? I don't even know. It's
10.
10 seconds.
10 seconds, yeah.
And it'll, like, its entire army. It's basically Zoo Beastmaster.
Okay.
Somewhat countered right
I think
now.
you might have hit the nail on the head, Mr. Fan.
Remember, Hawk has been nerfed.
It's not invisible
Well,
now, right?
Nerfed in some ways, yeah. Invisible, but you can... The radius of vision is much higher
it's
during
not
night
10,
and
it's
day.
5. 10 sounded way too long. So that would be crazy. But I guess technically with the Cask, I mean, more than likely, even at level 1, you get the 10 seconds, right? Because of the thing. But anyway.
Okay, another great
Oh.
hero against the Beastmaster in theory, right? Doom devours the creeps. He says, "Oh, thank you very much, Beastmaster. You just
Eh.
keep giving me more gold."
Eh.
No,
You don't want those passives a lot of the time. Like the tomato, you don't want the. You
You're
can't
telling
use
me
the
you
tomato
don't
creep.
want an
Yeah, but
alpha
it's more
wolf?
about just...
If you get an alpha creep, if you see an alpha with Beastmaster, you're eating that real quick.
I mean, I would
Of
say
course.
with the ones we just discussed him summoning, it's not bad. Like,
Eh,
you're
but-
also denying it out of the team fight, takes away an option.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
But either way, he's still just a strong hero. He pairs well with the Witch Doctor. Double sustain. They still have the 5 roll open here, though, and AA still in the pool. Plus,
Guys,
he pairs up really nicely with Beastmaster.
we
so
need a Chen now.
I will be very sad if
We
he
need
beat
a
it.
Chen.
I would
Doom,
love
Witch Doctor.
to see a Chen.
And then we need a Lifestealer who gets Midas, and he can jump into creeps. Let's just kill these creeps. That's the objective here for VP.
Call it a win from there.
Yes,
That'll be it.
win from the draft. Easy peasy.
We've seen a lot of teams play the Undying, but Vici has definitely gravitated towards it at every opportunity. They have actually picked it in every game that it hasn't been first banned
Yeah,
so
and,
far.
and once again, we're going to lose that PL. We had one game where he got in, and he destroyed that tombstone in about 1 second every single fight. Just doppelganger.
It's just
goodbye.
free gold. Yeah, it just
You know, when you
feeds
eat the
PA.
Beastmaster boar, why don't you get the slow?
That is a great
the
question.
passive slow. It's probably too good. That might be why.
I think it's
probably.
icefrog@gmail.com. Thanks, man.
No, remember, he needs to message us telling us how to pronounce Aeon first, or Eon.
Keep
God,
reminding
now
him.
I'm screwing it up. Jeez,
Rasta?
Louise.
Okay, so they take the Ross out instead of the AA.
I mean, with
Not
an-
a fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
obviously the push could have been crazy.
Right, I was
Beastmaster
gonna say,
undying.
Yeah, this is the
Rasta,
beginning
sure.
of, and it could still be somewhat of an quote-unquote all-in push strat, right? Like DP, Pugna, Furion, still a lot of good pushing heroes in the pool. Probably not going to pick Furion here, but still, you see what I'm saying.
Bat Rider, maybe still a little bit scary. Like a little position forward Doom potentially here with someone like the Bat Rider. A little scary. Yeah.
Gyro.
Yeah, the Tombstone counter.
Also good against all the summons from Beastmaster.
Oh, you're right, the flat cannon.
Oh, there's a little hero there
Alright,
finally.
Close to Chen.
We're in.
We kind of made it.
Yep. Been waiting for this one in all the VP matches. So
what
down a game.
What has
it's
changed
time.
with Enchantress this patch? She's one we have not really talked about too much.
The taking over Ancients is a level 20 talent instead of 25. Was it a 20 talent before? I'm actually not sure of that, but I think it's 20 now. You can actually eat an Ancient as Doom and control them as Enchantress. Eventually.
Oh, and Enchant now removes positive buffs on enemy heroes.
Okay.
So Enchant, does that mean it's a
Oh,
dispel?
yeah, that's right.
It's a pseudo purge.
Yeah, sort of.
It's not exactly a purge, but it's along the same lines. So a little extra utility there.
You won't be able to like get someone out of a Yules, for example.
Right.
This is a very cool lineup.
She had her
for
turn
VP.
rate increased.
Well, and it's like a pseudo purge because it does also have a slow effect to it. So it does kind of play homage to that old school diffusal.
Thanks,
rip.
Pseudo Purge.
Pseudo purge.
So, all right, now that there's creeps coming in, do you have to be concerned about having a solution to creeps as well? With the Enchantress, possibly?
I know, right?
Like, do you think about going CM?
You have turned the tables on Vici here.
Because
Now, you're playing
everything's
against an
gone.
army.
I want to see the clinks.
Technically, you have a Crystal Maiden that can
Well, that's what I'm saying.
be
like,
kind of annoying with creeps, right?
but it's...
we
she's-
haven't seen her picked once.
No, totally ignored.
And I still like AA because she's still so low. And yeah,
they
I'm really surprised I didn't ban it, to be honest. I think over the Lich or the Rasta.
That's true. All three have heals. That's
I just said
pretty
this like
nice.
4 times, dude.
Trent, I don't know if
I'm-
you know this, but all 3 of these heroes on VP have heals. And you can get more
you
heals with
pain
items.
me.
I'm not sure if you figured this out, but Sunsfan is a little self-absorbed.
Sorry, guys. What do
Here we
got
go,
Ooh.
Queen of Pain, the pretty
Okay.
lady, Succubus.
All right, Lincoln's up against the Beastmaster. Probably the Veil Lincoln's build we saw earlier. Would be pretty strong this game.
Nice mobile core, high tempo, big burst damage.
Mobile or mobile?
And they can go Void here last too if it's not banned out.
Who?
Both teams actually, but I was thinking VP.
No, what hero? I wasn't listening.
Void. Oh my god.
Haven't you learned your lesson here, Trent? Faceless Void is what you mean. Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
Faceless
sorry.
Void.
That's
I
my
was
mistake.
thinking of Night Stalker's
Yes,
Void.
uh-huh.
You know, all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
Faceless Void AA, pretty tried and true, but they go back for the Fairy Dragon.
It's really good against Queen of Pain, eventually. Can dodge the Shadow Strike if you're in the same lane.
Or he
Obviously
had a
very
very
good
good
later.
game too.
Yeah, blink into Waning Rift.
Impressive performance.
Yeah, so Vici have really steered away from the push.
Some really nice setups too being provided.
Tombstone
the
got
Dream
stronger,
Foil.
right? This patch?
Level 1 got a lot better.
Yeah.
And then
It
just
was
general
it was
scaling.
changed, slightly improved, but mostly tweaked. It scales differently now.
Right.
Shorter duration, the duration scales, but
They don't really have an answer for that at the moment. Like, a good one, at least.
So with AM being gone, is Medusa a possibility here? VP kind of forced to ban it out themselves because they don't want to see that happen again here from Vici Gaming. Totally understandable. But now that's
For
the big
sure.
counter to Medusa taken away. You have the Beastmaster Aura. You have a lot of good early game to kind of solidify that for herself. And then we've already seen how good she is up against someone like Doom, who
I like
you
it.
don't really care if you get focused down like that.
I think Juggernaut could also be an option if they wanted to go that route. A
I
little
know
more
this is weird,
sustainability.
guys. I know this is weird. What if Vici went Alchemist here? What do you
Okay,
think?
some decent Aghanims here.
Yeah, I think that could be okay. That's not that
You're
weird.
supposed to bash me for suggesting.
okay. It's
Sometimes Alchemist can be a viable
It's
option.
good again. It's good against the push with Acid Cloud.
We've already seen how strong he seems in the safe lane with those nice 2 double bounty runes there. I will say there's going to be a lot of pressure in the safe lane, so whoever this hero is wants to be very survivable. Or he's just going to need like, a ton of help all the time. I guess he has an Undying and an AA, so you can perhaps get someone who doesn't need too much assistance.
Well, an Ember maybe too.
The other problem is like when we
Ooh,
talk about someone
okay.
like Medusa, that would have made the lanes pretty weird, right? We would have had like this weird
yeah.
puck and
Medusa's
kind of
become a mid hero now, not really that's traditional safe lane position 1. But they grab the Lifestealer instead. They've got the Puck, who tends to be a pretty good Infest Bomb carrier. Same with Beastmaster, if he ends up going like a Blink Dagger or something. A lot of burst damage there to find pickoffs,
Really
especially
nice.
with the AA Blast on
Yeah.
top of that. Huge gank potential.
That looks pretty strong all around for them. Do you want to just take this a little bit later? Do you want to go... you could consider the Sven. He's decent here, right? Has an extra stun. He's kind of considered A-okay versus the Lifestealer, mostly armor-based, not mega high HP for the Feast or anything. Could also go from something more classic like a Chaos Knight. The clear isn't that great from Vici Gaming. CK looks pretty good.
I like the Sven suggestion because they're a little bit light on control. I guess when you add in Enchantress creeps, maybe that makes up for it. But having another AoE stun would be
How long does the Beastmaster Axe thing last for? The amplified damage?
It's really short.
It's a tight window.
You have like a second and a half.
I was thinking in theory it would be good against Chaos Knight, but I guess not.
It's really weird because the cooldown's long. It's like 8 seconds or something.
Yeah, you basically have to throw the second axis, like you said, within like a second, or else it falls off.
It's a pretty odd mechanic. I feel like they're still just best at clearing trees. That's still their main goal, to help you gank early on and stuff.
Plus, you just don't level the axes that early. Like, you're always going to level Call of the Wild, I think, because you want to get to that neutral creep as quick as possible.
The options here are just perfect. I mean, Void can just go Linken's first, so they go Faces Void. We already talked about the Chaos Knight because they have bad wave clear, and then just the Spend for if they feel like they can get some good stacks going.
Void would fix their control issues, and it's a
take
terrible.
none of the three, sure.
Okay,
Why not?
then.
Okay.
Terrorblade.
So close yet so far.
Okay, I guess they don't have a...
This is one crazy-ass looking lineup, though. You have to admit. Look at this.
I think their control is very, very weak. Would have been nice to get that extra control out of someone like Sven or the Faceless Void. Not going to be coming from a Terrorblade. He does have a ton of damage, sure. That's pretty cool. But we just talked about how good their gank potential is, and now you have a pretty scary hero in Terrorblade who might get picked off quite a bit.
So what's the win condition for Virtus Pro here? Or what's the peak of their lineup when they can take control? That's the part that I'm not seeing.
I think they have a chance to punish really hard if they do very well in that offlane with like the Doom and the Enchantress. TB comes down, rotates like 9-minute mark, pops Metamorphosis. They just take down the safe lane tower.
That's like the MO of Enchantress, right? Those early rotations are so crucial. If they work, you're in good shape. If they don't, well, you've got an Enchantress who's kind of behind.
It's not awful going late either. It just kind of looks like that's the best early game chance for them, whereas on the side of Vici Gaming, it's just all about those infest ganks to kick things off.
Quick predictions before we hand it over. Suns fan, who's taking it?
This one's close. I have to go VP. Game 3 coming.
I'm going Vici Gaming. I think 2-0.
I'm going Vici as well. Let's see what the casters think. Once again, it's the analytical duo Grant and Lacoste.
More finger guns. More finger guns.
After a 65-minute game, we're into game number 2. Some interesting picks. Our first Beastmaster, Lacoste at first glance. Whose draft do you like?
They're like pushing as 5, you steal a Centaur and just stun 3 of them.
Back in their thing, they have a Doom as well, so they have a lot of ways to deal with this creep. We'll see how good it is. The new Wild Axes as well. It praises a Beastmaster who can get those solo kills in lane. We've seen the Helm of the Dominator come out on him, and Pasha get her on top. It is going to be the off-lane Enchantress, not the Lil Enchant that
they swapped like 4 times.
Yeah, they're mixing it up, and obviously both can go to both lanes. So
yeah, I think it was better if Doom went there.
Yeah.
Like Pasha with Untouchable, they have a lot of ways to deal with it, especially when Snikes gets level 3 with 1-1-1 build, with just slow from open wounds and the cold fit. It's pretty much certain that. Also, if Undying rotates, just uses DK 2 times, she has pretty poor HP.
Here we see the invasion. Paparazzi won't take the rune. He helps Ori out. He's going to TP back to that tier 2, get the block immediately, and now Paparazzi will get his rune as well. So 3 going in their favor, with VP taking 1. And look at Solo. He is looking for a chicken maybe, but LAN might scout him out. No, nicely hidden in the tree's middle, especially with that tower not being there. So much less vision, but there we go. Light blue, the AA pings him out. He does show himself. Now he might be in a little bit of trouble. Do we have an Orb Venom on Dying? No, but we do have Boots, and he's going to have to use that free TP. And he will barely survive there. And Lil just sitting middle.
Yeah, he needs to sit middle because creeps still didn't spawn.
Yeah.
They spawn at 1 minute mark now.
That feels bad as a support Doom, so he's just going to try to harass out Ori. And Ori misses almost the full first wave there trying to go for that kill. Unfortunately, free TP for every hero. He just gets out of there pretty easily. And now Young 11, who's had such a great series, going to be playing on that Beastmaster. Everyone's calling OP, but until we actually see it in action, there's no way to know how good this hero actually is with the full rework on axes as well as this Call of the Wild. Ramsey's already popping out that Metamorphosis, locking down the first couple of waves here. Beastmaster, though, still 2-1, not too shabby against that Metamorphosis.
Yeah, once the meta wears out, Beastmaster's gonna have a good time. Even if they try to initiate with the Witch Doctor once he gets to level 2 with Cask, it's gonna be so hard to kill him. Has a town port already, and just TP out.
Thing is, Terrorblade obviously with that stout shield as well as 11 armor, but young 11, I mean, just so much base damage on a Beastmaster. Can just right-click Ramses down if he really wants, especially LAN. I mean, Terrorblade already has a health issue, right? And then you just get like 1 or 2 decay stacks, and this guy has like 300 HP.
Yeah.
So they have to be very careful for those decay stacks.
And no poor man's shield as well.
That's one of the biggest ones. Terrorblade used to love this heavy armor plus that poor man's shield. Unfortunately, none of that. And we see Ramses getting harassed quite a bit. Puck versus Queen of Pain. Remember when this used to be super even matchup, and now it just feels like Puck just runs all over the Queen of Pain.
I'm not sure. Queen of Pain needs to skip Shadow Strike build because she can't hit it because of the phase shift.
It does absolutely nothing. Bottom lane, they are running in. Solo a little bit out of position. Now he does have the Cask, a young 11 eating his way, but Solo, he's like, I'm just going to run this way. You guys won't expect it, and they do not. But the Boar's coming in from the backside. He's getting his TP out. I believe he's still dead, though. And he goes down. Nice job by young 11 just finding Solo.
Are we calling Beastmaster imbalanced right now? Got the first blood.
Got the first blood. Well, if he gets the second blood, Ramsey's getting run down. So much armor. LAN has a decay, unfortunately. They are under the tower. The worst part about that for Solo is he's used 2 TPs now, and he just wasted a TP, so he can't even get back to base. And he's going to fall behind, but Solo's used to playing from behind, I suppose. Top lane, we have the stun from Doom, ate the creep, the rock creep, as well as the Hellbear Smasher, which has been doing a ton of work on this AA. And I'll be honest, I thought this AA would already be dead like 2 or 3 times. It feels like such a tough early game for AA.
Oh, it's not that easy to kill AA once the Nyx is on the lane. Maybe if he gets caught out of the position with the Doom, sitting on top lane, they can. It's a double thunderclap.
Paparazzi doing a good job, actually top CS right now, and gets close to killing that Hellbear. It is good. He might bait him around with it since it's dying in 3 seconds anyways. Bottom lane, LAN in a lot of trouble. The Metamorphosis, he's going to get that Soul Rip, does quite a bit of healing, and just distracts Ramses from the last hits under the tower. Top lane, they're going in on Fenrir now. Will they be able to get him? He gets the chilly fingers off, and Lil taking so much damage because of it. He gets frozen into place. Paparazzi needs 2 more hits, maybe 3 because of his heal. Obviously, it's a lot less than it used to be. He's running him down. 355 versus 330 move speed. Should get this kill, but needs 1 more hit, and there it is. Goes down to Paparazzi. Gets so much from that because of the solo kill. Bottom lane, though, LAN getting right-click down again. Gets that soul rip off 1 more time and survives. Young 11 will just run away, and Ramsey's Metamorphosis down in about 5 seconds, so I think we'll just see the LAN go back to base, TP in, and then bully out that Terrorblade without meta again.
Yeah, that is correct. I want to see Beastmaster level 7 first summon. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
What'll be? We'll roll the dice. I'm feeling the Centaur. I feel like it's going to be
I'll
a Centaur.
say Alpha Wolf.
Alpha Wolf, all right. And then just gets instantly eaten by Doom or something. Like, well,
Doom just ate an Alpha Wolf.
Oh, and that's usually in the early game. That's not the best one. Obviously, late game, it's really good.
He can solo kill that AA if he finds him.
Scorched Earth, level 2. And he's going for this chicken, actually. Almost one-shots the Flying Courier, does about 90 damage, but it will just fly away. And now Pasha getting harassed out pretty nicely by this Lifestealer. Has level 2 of the Rage. Just, I mean, a lot. It's extremely good versus Enchantress, obviously. You don't get touched by that untouchable. Middle lane. Queen of Pain versus Puck, and this Queen of Pain is actually dominating this Puck right now. 14-9 top lane. They're actually going in on the Enchantress now because that extra level of Rage. Will it be enough? So slow, but LAN here feeling all that HP. And now Lil in trouble. We see the Mausoleum go down. Will Lil be able to just run away? Looks like he will with level 2 Scorched Earth. And man, LAN plus Fenrir has been so good at support duo this tournament right now. And as an Undying.
Fenrir FY?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. It's gone now, sorry. Young 11, level 5 in that off lane. He's doing a good job. He has never been starved for levels as the off laner. He's been playing a lot in the safe lane, obviously, as well. But even now with the Hawk, so much tankier, but no invis. Is that kind of a nerf? I mean, obviously no invis on it, but... Oh, middle lane, no one actually getting solo killed by Ori, possibly? No, blinks away, barely.
Had a Fairy Fire.
Yeah.
He would not die there. Oh, there's a invis rune on the bottom.
Lil just running a Lanham right now, and he just gets to the chaos. And he might have been baited in there, and that's a Scorched Earth down, and that was a little bit aggressive, maybe a little tilting play from VP right there. Lil just suiciding in. And now they're going to get a
Four-man
shrine at 6 minutes in. That feels good. And Enchantress, I mean, that used to be an NA classic in the off lane. I mean, what's its purpose this game, honestly? Just push towers? It doesn't just... Is he their main DPS until Terrorblade comes online?
They want to have something that scales well into late game. With the talents, I mean, she deals more damage late game than Terrorblade.
Speaking of her, Pasha is in a little bit of trouble now. Do we have a coil? We do. They just pop it out. Here we go, no chili fingers, just breaks it. Oh, but they can't quite. Oh, and gets frozen into place. Paparazzi will bring it down. That's a dominating spree at 7 minutes in, and man, this lifesteal is having such a good start. Obviously, once again, it's pretty much single core DPS coming out from Vici Gaming. We saw it work for him last game, and Young 11 just having a free offlane. He's going for the Necro book. A lot of people saying it got nerfed pretty darn hard. Obviously, you have a Purge now, but the mana burn's gone.
I don't think it got nerfed. The cost overall is a bit cheaper, easier to make.
Oh, and here comes a rotation on Young 11. Invisibility on the Doom. Will they be able to find him out? Infernal Blade flies only level 1. Unfortunately, he does get a little bit of the slow, but he's just going to run away there. And Lanham comes in. Hey, what's up? Says hi to Lil. Takes away some of the strengths. He's actually body blocking him super hard. For what reason? It's unknown.
BM is
Doom
level
just
6,
runs away.
that's the reason.
Will he be able to get that roar off? Nope. Just summons the Hawk as well as the Boar and backs
When you
out.
get the 30 movement speed, once you use ulti,
Yeah, that's
so
you
pretty
can
huge buff.
Close gap, yeah, you can close the gap so easily. And Paparazzi top lane getting very close to that armlet now, only a recipe away. And that's going to be scary. He could just chunk that Enchantress, and the feeling of all these heroes have such low HP, Terrorblade, Enchantress. I mean, you just get a decay or two off on him, and then this Lifestealer tears you apart. Even with Feast, obviously, not as good.
They have a lot of heal. Witch Doctor, Doom,
bottom lane.
Ench. But they have an AA. Plus they have a bomb. None of these heroes have high HP, as you mentioned. It's so easily to blow Ench.
And you were talking about that. They have 3 heals. The first 3 picks from VP, all heals, and then there's just an AA in the pool. They just pick it up. It felt so good. And once he gets level 6, I mean, you have Roar plus AA Blast anywhere on the map. They're looking at bottom lane again.
From 11.
Oh, and here we go. He does bait him in. Will the stun bounce to him again? That could be bad. It does. They're going to try to get the kill, but they're already backing out. They saw something in the back line, and now Ramses is going to break it. Instantly goes down. Pasha is here, going to try to take down that tombstone, but he can't. No soul rip here. 1 or 2 more hits. It goes down. Paparazzi's here now. Lil in a lot of trouble. Young 11 just squaring up on him, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 trade. Almost a full rotation besides AA, who... He's happy. He's like, all right, you go. I'll get these levels. I'll get a quick level 6.
That's the best thing that can happen. If you don't need to rotate AA, just give him a free lane. Also, we were both wrong. It's Setter, Tormentor, summoned as the first creep.
And look at that
Look
HP
at the
aura.
region.
Yeah, he's so happy with that. Oh my goodness. Especially with how low he is, and they're just going to clear that creep wave out as well. And this tower, more than likely, is going to be in a lot of trouble down here. They're going to back out a little. Lanham actually trying to run the jungle. Will he survive? He should die here. Yep, they're going to commit the ulti from no one, which will go down. And now I think we see Paparazzi's like, wait, they just used all their abilities for that. Let's just go back in and take this tower.
And it's a BM with level 1 Necro already.
That's nuts. 10 strength, 1 mana regen. Someone's a warrior and archer. Still pretty much the same concept. And there goes the tower. Young 11 actually gets it. And top lane, AA getting so close to that level 6 from this free lane he just got. Really good rotation, just
Another
all day.
Satyr. He does
Another
not
one.
need to go to base. And region, oh, an Invis rune as well. They can pressure Queen of Pain on mid. They have a roar already. Do they have a smoke? No.
Not quite. We actually
Okay,
see-
they do actually on Undying.
Okay. But Doom as well, like you said, just buys the tome, and he will have a smoke himself, so Doom will be up. Who's the biggest target you want to get here? Do you want to get the, I mean, obviously Lifestealer and Puck, but which one do you go for? So he's heading bottom.
Well, depends who they can find. Like, Lifestealer is so deep.
Yeah, this guy's just farming. It would be, I mean, if he has Armlet on and gets doomed, he's going to go down.
Yeah,
But
if not, I don't think he's gonna die.
let's see. Is he going to pop? We're actually going to see a Roar coming up top lane. A Blast is going to fly. Ramsey's in a lot of trouble. He will go down instantly. Doomed up. He doesn't have his armlet on, but it still looks like he will die. The 2 support's going to do enough damage to Paparazzi. He's healing up with that feast, but Pasha, he's coming in, says hello, and he will go down. Yeah, a little bit cocky of a play, sieging the tier 2 by yourself as a Lifestealer. But a nice kill top, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. Both ones going down, actually. Dark Troll Summoner there just helping out. It's so crazy. You can just get a random creep that can just help you get a kill, get the net up. It's such a weird change of pace.
You can push so easily alone with the BM. I mean, you could before as well, but right now especially, they hear everything they say.
Interesting. Guess that's us. Guess we should whisper.
We love you, no one.
Yeah, Pasha down bottom has the phase boots, has the wand. Like you said, does a ton of damage if they get some lockdown. We'll see if they can. Fenrir level 6. We've already seen that one ult top killing off Ramses on that Terrorblade. Such an easy pick off. Low HP on Terrorblade, as we said.
With BM Necrobooks, they can easily take those tier 1, tier 2 towers before Terrorblade comes online.
Yeah. And looks like that's what is going to happen. He has book 2 up in about 200 gold. And, I mean, you get more towers with books, you get that quicker book, and just snowball out of control. And that's where you see the single core of Lifestealer just coming into play. And he's going to go for a Deso next. Those towers are just going to melt if they get it quick enough.
Yeah, both of these heroes, Doom and Ench, have really low armor. Same goes for Witch Doctor. Nyx can just 3-shot them once he gets Deso.
Yep. And that's what's going to happen. It just feels like the team fight from Vici Gaming is going to be almost too insurmountable before the 20-minute mark. And if they snowball off that...
Yeah, also have a really good Roche lineup as well. With BM summons. You don't even need to summon the book. You just need to get the right creep there. You can just summon a creep and it tanks. That's pretty much it.
Yep. Do we have any Solar Crest coming out? We haven't actually seen many Solar Crests or Medallions in the last couple of series. It's not like it got nerfed. There's just other items better now, I suppose.
It got buffed. The accuracy.
Oh yeah,
percentage.
A little bit 10, I think. Yeah. So what does VP need to do against Vici? Like, obviously, just the farming's not working out. Do you group up? They already used Doom. It'll be up again in 100 seconds. But do you just continue farming and hope next time Doom's up you get a nice fight? Or how do they need to play this?
They should just try to group up with a Terrorblade, try to take some towers before Puck gets a Blink Dagger. Once he gets it, with the Nyx Bomb, they have nothing to stop it. It's just too much damage. Whoever they try to focus is going to die.
Yeah, both mid laners actually going just that straight Veil build. Quap already does have it. Puck very close to it as well. Just needs that Helm of the Iron Will after going to double Null Talisman Bottle and Magic Wand. Fenrir. Ice Blast going to be up on that AA. And Beastmaster, no Roar, but just so much slow. You have the net already from the Dark Troll Summoner that's still there. You have the Boar slowing him down. It's so easy to connect these AA ultis with all these slows they have. It feels like VP definitely needs to take this next fight or it's going to get out of control more than likely. They're going to have this Quap, who is farming extremely well. First one to level 10, goes for the 10 strength talent over the damage, which sometimes, I mean, you see a lot of people get damaged with the strength. Very important.
I never
in this game.
saw
You've
it.
never seen it?
No.
I've seen a ton of people do it.
Yeah, maybe in 3K bracket.
I mean, 3K, right? Yeah, I was watching your game, so I guess that does make a little bit of sense. And here we go. We're going again. That top lane push is going to continue to come out of this Beastmaster and AA.
Top tower is under attack.
Land him up here as well in this tower. I mean, there's just no way to defend this, especially without Doom. Pasha flies out the drums. So drums phase boots, plenty of movement speed, plenty of damage. Glyph flies, but it is just not going to be enough. The solo push of Beastmaster is too much. Looks like middle lane, they want to try to set anything up they can on Ori. They do have a netter on the Doom, luckily, so he can get a solo setup. And they're just going to back out from top lane. Man, Undying. He's felt so weak in some games. In other games, he just feels like he dominates the early game so well.
I guess it's just because how you set up the lanes. He was bottom most of the time, just giving Beastmaster easy lane.
Yeah, and then that one rotation top, he got the kill, the double kill on the rest of the team.
Well, that's what he does. Like, it's super fun to play him first 3 or 4 minutes, then it just falls off.
Yeah, if you don't go the Midas build, which we haven't seen once yet from any of these players, and well, they're getting the wins, and they keep first picking him, so they really do like what he provides in lane. Fenrir now level 7, just flying on this AA.
Undying was buffed, and with Spirit Vessel item, especially against those 3 healing heroes, such a good item. It's exactly what he needs.
And with an AA
Some
on
extra
your team.
HP and something else to be fun.
We do see Paparazzi again alone bottom lane. Needs to be very careful down here. Doom is up in about 10 seconds, but he doesn't even care. He's just sieging the tier 2 by himself. No care in the world. They have to know, VP's like, there has to be something up. Why is this guy doing exactly what he did before? Now he's running at him. They're going to find Ramses, but that's about all they can do. Pasha's still hiding in the jungle, but here we go on the backside. They're just going to get the roar off, and oh my goodness, he melts instantly. And this tier 2 tower is probably going to have the same fate as this Doom.
I don't know, Lil is just being too cocky this game.
Yeah, it feels as a Doom, you want to kind of make stuff happen, but he's too far behind to do that, right?
Yeah. Well, there are only 2 of them, and Paparazzi was playing so aggressively, so you know something is up.
Oh, Solo might get caught out of position right here. He's getting pincered in by both, and he's just in a lot of trouble right now. He will go down instantly, and this tier 2 is going to drop down bottom. On the plus side, no one is farming nicely. He got that top tier 1 solo by himself. But still, you're losing tier 2. You lose all control of your jungle now, especially with Beastmaster Hawk always giving you that vision. And one thing I've noticed, Vici Gaming, they're warding the first series as well as this series. They always just have far more map control. Look at, they have 4 wards down. Middle lane, top lane, both jungles.
Yeah,
like,
they invested everything. They want to see what's going on in the map so they can just keep the pressure. I mean, it's only 2k, but it feels a lot more. Because Terrorblade is still super farmed. Beastmaster went actually for
the
Vlads, yeah, just to boost some armor against Terrorblade, against Witch Doctor ulti.
And look at this middle tower just going down to these creeps. Is going to throw the casket. Will just bounce once over to Young 11. Now they're going to try to go in right now. They're going to get him on the Undying. Do we see a Doom come out? It is, but he unfortunately gets the Rage and the Armlet off as well. Lil will go down, but Lanham will die himself. It's a 1-for-1 trade. On the backside, though, Ori's in a lot of trouble. No phase shift. He should die here. Does. Like you said, the Terrorblade is still farming, pops that Metamorphosis, and gets an easy kills for no one there.
They don't have too much catch inside of VP, so during the mid game, if he pops meta, maybe they can sacrifice one, just try to go back.
Like they did, Doom just goes down there, but a nice Doom making the Lifestealer go back there. And we do see a roar coming out on the backside. They're going to go on Enchantress. He gets the stun off with his Centaur. Unfortunately, they don't have enough damage right now. Lanham's here. Will he do anything? Casket's still bouncing, and they're just going to back out. And that's fine. I mean, Beastmaster's ulti is reasonably quick cooldown, 80 seconds.
And there was no Nikes nearby, so they couldn't blow up the Ench, and the AA was dead.
Yeah. Now they know.
They needed that ulti.
Terrorblade's Metamorphosis down. Do they go 2 towers right here? Do they take middle, both of them? They can just run at him. And looks like he is going Solar Crest next on Beastmaster. They just want the level 1 auras, I guess, from the book. And oh, Lil, like you said, playing a little bit cocky. He's going to run out. He does have the ice armor. Here comes the AA blast. It is going to hit up on him. Make him go back to base. Make this tower a little bit easier to take. Lil actually still up there. Could get healed up by Solo with the level 4 healing Voodoo Restoration. And they will back out. Tower only taking a little bit of damage. This whole time, no one's been farming. He is pretty damn farmed. Level 13, highest in the game, 2nd highest net worth. Veil as well as Yule is going to be nearly impossible to kill him unless they get like a roar from Beastmaster.
Yeah, he needs those defensive items. Yule Scepter to remove the silence from the puck. If Lifestealer goes on him with open wounds, if he's playing over aggressively.
And then here we go. They're actually looking at Roshan right now. About 50% life gone. Throw out the cask, but still you don't want to get roared by Young 11. Satyr coming in, tanking up the Roche actually for him. Nope, Paparazzi doesn't even get the gold from killing it. Drum is going to get popped to try to help Solo run away. Will he be able to get there? Paparazzi's a little bit far away from his team now. We're going to see a roar on the other side, though. It's an Enchantress. Do they have enough damage to take him down? He already got the heal up. Doesn't look like he's going to break the quill. Paparazzi does kill Solo while Ramsey split pushes bottom lane. They can't kill Pasha. They just don't have the damage right now. Decay's coming out. The axes fly. Will it be enough? A-Blast is going to fly through. Will it hit Lil? It does on the backside. And wow, Paparazzi inside a Wild Wing. They get the kill, but Ramsey's on the backside, just split pushing it up bottom lane. And now Yule's actually in the air. Young 11 going to take a ton of damage. The Mana Burn comes out. No one's in a lot of trouble. He has 1 blink left. He gets it off. Doom is on him. He has the Rage, but the Armlet is toggled, so he's going to take a ton of damage when that Rage wears off. And slowly his HP goes down. No one blinking forward on the Lanham. Will it be enough to kill him? Young 11 actually kills Lil. And now Lanham gets denied. Fenrir, with those that chilling touch, easily takes him down. And
VP has so much to focus on. They need to Doom Nikes. There's a Tombstone from Undying, those summons from Beastmaster. So easy to fight around, especially when the meta is down.
Which it is right
Yeah.
now, but
Also-
it feels...
yeah.
Oh, go on.
Go on.
No, you go on
Ladies
first.
first.
Oh, thank you. Once Metamorphosis is up again, it feels like that. This is when they're at their best. They have a Manta Terrorblade. Do you think next time Metamorphosis is up, they just go for a 5-man team fight? Or do they just keep split pushing?
I think they just want to continue to farm. They feel comfortable going
Ooh,
into
top lane,
super
will he get the
late game.
roar off? He does get the roar off. He has the stun. Can he time it perfectly? There it comes. A-Blast. Will it be in time? Oh my goodness, the Sunder. Now Ramses kills himself, unfortunately. What a sick play that gets nullified by a perfect ulti from AA, clipping on both of them. Oh, that feels terrible if you're Ramses. That actually just feels absolutely terrible. And now...
Now that Puck has a Blink Dagger with Nikes and Fast Bomb, they can take down anyone besides Queen of Pain.
Yep. Even him, if he like uses a blink too aggressively and they go on him, he's just instantly gonna die. Even with that Ewell, but they're gonna go for Roshan instead. Young 11 has that medallion now. Now the Roshan just dropping. Paparazzi will be taking that. Has the Desolator. He's going Sanjin Yasha. Do you like that?
Yeah, it's an anti-Doom build. You just want to tank up as much as possible. Plus the movement speed is also pretty nice.
Now top lane, no roar from Young 11. Can't get this kill, but forces no one to go back. Who is level 15 now? Goes for the 12% cooldown reduction.
Like the cool thing about Beastmaster, I mean, Hawk does not
Oh, top
have...
lane. We're actually, sorry, not even top lane, like top jungle-ish area at the shrine, like you said.
Beastmaster, yeah. Hawk does not have invisibility anymore, but you can easily scout with a Boar, a Hawk, that extra summoned creep.
And the Hawk's so much tankier. No invis, but it takes a lot more to try to bring that down. Top lane, Young 11 just pushing in. If he wants to get that Solar Crest, he definitely can, and that's definitely one way to bring this Quap down before he can blink. Just roar, hit him with that minus armor, and the Wild Axe is increasing his own damage. It's going to be more than enough. Paparazzi still just farming, has the full Yasha. The guy can move quick.
Yeah, before the build on Beastmaster was you go for a level 1 book, and if you need a mobility item, you just go for a Blink Dagger, then upgrade it to level 3.
Oh, and they are going to find Solo again. Raindrop tanks up a little bit of the damage, but the Axes fly forward and barely scuffs him, but gets the kill. And this is going to be a tier 2 for tier 2 trade, it seems. We'll see which team wants to get back first to defend their base. See you later. Both tier 2s will end up going down. Pasha gets one. Both offlaners picking it up. It feels like Pasha does quite a bit of damage. Why does he have a Wraith Band on Enchantress? Any
For
reason?
the Pike, yeah, you need the Wraith Band
Okay.
for the Pike now.
Alright. Makes sense then. That's why you're analyzing. And
I just read patch notes, that's
yeah,
it.
that's smart. Bottom lane, the two siege units, one from the Radiant side, one from Dire, just doing so much unhealable damage actually to this tier 3 tower. And they're going to TP in. They're like, oh, we just lost a decent chunk of our base.
VP just needs to continue the split push, try to avoid fights, especially right now with Aegis, because Enchantress scales
Roar
so
comes
well.
out, and they're looking for Ramses. Instantly blown up by the Puck as well as the Beastmaster. And that Solar Crest now. Oh my.
So, what? Doom and Witch Doctor have 11 deaths combined.
They're having rough. But look at Young 11 getting chased down by Pasha. Unfortunately, Young 11 level 15 now. The plus 40 boar damage mixed with the buff from Wild Axes. Those boars are doing like 100 a hit now.
And they have an Alpha. Look at the damage.
It's nuts. Oh, Doom. Lil tries to go on to him, but Ori just blinks away. Defends the bounty rune nicely. But Paparazzi pushing in. Has the full Sanjin Yasha. Going for the Lincoln Sphere next. Seems to be a pretty popular item in every game now.
No Doom, no Sunder. Pretty good choice.
Exactly, because what else goes through, does anything else, can you click through Rage besides the Doom? So if he gets
Snare.
Rage off, then, yeah, and Snare, so they're going to have to try to break it through. That's going to be so tough. Really good pickup from Paparazzi when he gets it. Boots of Travel now on the Beastmaster, plus Solar
Once
Crest.
again, they're gonna find order. Oh, Solo. So lucky.
Nighttime Vision saving him there. Bottom lane getting pushed in. Ori, he's waiting. Now he's actually just going to TP up top, and they're going to go in. Can they find no one? Doesn't look like it. Nice net coming out. Going to slow down the Beastmaster. It's going to bring it down, and A-Blast Unfortunately, not going to connect for VG Gaming. And look at this. Will they find anyone? Doesn't look like it. No one's still there. But he will just back up.
BM actually went for Boots of Travel, so he can stop the split push coming out from VP's side. Oh, that's the only thing they need to do. Just try to split push, buy some time until Ench gets online with level 15 talent plus 50 damage.
No one's doing a great job of farming. They're down 5 to 18, but he is in second place on net worth, has a full Lincoln now, so even Beastmaster, as long as he... Oh, Ramses. Will he get found? He does. Roared, and that, I mean, oh my. That is a pretty quick and easy kill invading the jungle right there.
And that's 23 armored Terrorblade, which goes down
Absolutely
in
nothing.
a second.
And bottom lane, like you said, the split push continues, level 18 now for the Queen of Pain. And they're just going to continue split pushing. It feels so rough. Obviously, they have a Terrorblade. Oh, Puck is going to go in. He's going to break the coil, does a ton of damage, but still has that blink up into Lincoln Sphere as well as Yule's. That's just a near impossible kill without like an Abyssal Blade, it feels like. Well, Hawk's going to spot him out. Hello, they pop the Lincolns. Yule's is going to fly. What do they have to lock him down? A silence and damage. All they need right there. And that's 400 gold to Paparazzi. I mean,
There's 7K gold lead.
yeah, that is.
I don't know, it feels...
Feels even more than that, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Because Ramses just hasn't been farming too much. He has a Dragon Lance. He had a pretty quick Manta, but unfortunately now going for the Eye of Scotty.
Well, he has 0 kills, that's why. One assist, and that's it.
He's farming the jungle as good as you can, but unfortunately that nerf a while ago to jungle creeps make it, so just not that much gold. Top lane, Pasha split pushing still in the wake of Quap's death. Top lane, we're going to have a TP in from Puck, and guess who's with him? It will be the guy who can instantly kill you. Doesn't even have rage, doesn't even need it yet. He's going to pop his heal. Now he has the rage, but look at how quick he is. Enchantress is just zooming away with that plus 25 move speed talent, but now he is going to get found out and goes down instantly. And Vici Gaming is just cruising away, getting these pickoffs time and time again. And there it is, the Spirit Vessel up on Undying now.
Yeah, it feels so weird. He had just these 2 items.
And now 8 health regen on him as well. But Spirit Vessel with the AA, can't wait to see someone just get blasted, get that popped on him. They're done. Young 11, level 18 out the blink, and this guy has just played immaculately every single game.
He still didn't die on that Beastmaster. That's pretty impressive.
So yeah, he was tri-lane a lot bottom lane. It wasn't like it was just a dual lane where he couldn't farm. He was tri-lane and still managed to find a ton of farm. And now just farming up. I mean, Vici Gaming is, they know they're pretty far ahead. They know the split push is the only thing stopping them, but maybe a pickoff, wait for next Roshan.
Well, the problem for Virtus Pro is that they don't have any initiation. Like, they have a Queen of Pain that can blink and scream. That you don't want to initiate like that. So it's pretty hard to come back into this game. The only thing they can do, maybe try to smoke near the Roche. Okay,
Yep.
they just did.
Yeah, Roche fight's going to be important. Roshan may respawn in 50 seconds, but here we go. VP going to start running forward. Lana might be just tanking the smoke gank right now, and I'm sure he's fine with this. We've seen him tank so many ganks, and yep, looks like that will be the case. Young 11's like, can we do anything right here? There is a lifesteal in front of him. They'll get Ramses off. He should just die. Oh, AA Blast going to come down before Thunder. It does. Paparazzi already kills Solo, and Queen of Pain just breaks the coil, and he will go down. Gets the kill. Enchantress now getting right-clicked by Pasha. So much damage. Young 11 can't die, and that's a triple kill godlike for Paparazzi. They're chasing more. Fenrir actually finds Lil on the backside. Doesn't look like he will go down. Just TP's out. And man, he is an Atos now in the AA. And they're just going to push the base here. Quap does not have a buyback. This very well could just be a full set of racks.
Yeah, there's a full Lincoln Sphere on
Fly
Lifestealer as well. Well played, says no one.
And look at Young 11. He doesn't even care. He doesn't have any HP regen, but he's just chilling right now. 200 HP, just solar cresting his team up. We see the early glyph coming out.
Oh, look at that skeleton.
So
tanky.
And there we go. Tier 3 tower goes down. Will he go for more? Yep. No reason not to. If Quap's not going to buy back, this
No meta as
Paparazzi.
well.
Paparazzi has nothing to be afraid of with how farmed he is. And there goes the melee racks. Looks like they will just back out after that.
Yeah, Roche is spawning pretty soon. 2 minutes.
That'll be a big one. Pasha actually TPs to the shrine, but they have vision of it. Once again, Vici Gaming's warding. on point.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
And they're just going to try to take down this shrine. That'll make Roshan so much easier for the dire side. Fortunately, Quap will be TPing there. Lanham waiting for those bounty runes bottom. Going for a Lotus Orb next.
The guy is so farmed.
As an Undying, not even a Midas. Usually with Midas, you're like, oh, this guy's gonna get farmed, but he doesn't even have a Midas, and he's that farmed. He's second to last still, but as an Undying, you take it. Young 11 getting close. He's level 21.5 at 28 minutes in as an offlane Beastmaster. He's the highest level in the game now.
Oh, look at 25 talent, plus 40 inner beast attack speed. I mean, 2 Hawk Summon is good for the vision, but the aura is just too good.
Oh, A-Blast is going to fly through, hit onto Solo and Pasha. They don't have the Beastmaster there yet. He actually wasted his boots of travel before Lifestealer hopped into him, unfortunately. And top lane, just a split push coming out of Ramses. They got to continue doing that. Manta, Dragonlance, and just one Ultimate Orb. His farm has just fallen off the face of the
they
earth.
know Roche is spawning soon, so they don't want to risk anything. They just want to take fight there and take the Aegis, take the cheese, just finish the game from there.
And there we go. Lifestealer just sitting inside of Young 11, maybe waiting for that Boots of Travel to come back up after they push this wave.
Doom had to go for something to pop the Lincolns. Has Boulder and also a Force Staff. I mean, it's one of the best items you can get against Nikes, against BM ulti as well.
Yep, and here we go. Boots of Travel is coming. He's flying in on his own Troll Summoner. We hear him yelling. Can they back out? Pasha in a lot of trouble. Gets close. We'll get the heal up, but that will mean nothing. A-Blast going to fly through. Doesn't even need it. That's a simple kill. Roar going to come out on the backside as well on Solo, and this guy is just getting punished this game. 2 for 0 trade. They can go back. They can do Roshan in about 20 seconds here if they want.
Radiant's top shrine.
Wow,
is under
Vici
attack.
Gaming. They're just rolling right now. Bottom lane, no one continuing to split push. Almost level 20, but only 30% lifesteal. Good, but not as good as it used to be.
Worthy tribute.
Yeah, I don't think there's any good talents or items coming up pretty soon that changes anything for VP.
Yeah, just feels like they need a split push, farm, make sure that maybe VG will make one mistake that could turn the game around, but for now, it seems like the destiny is in their own hands. Split push coming bottom. They're doing quite a bit. No one's rotated yet. We do see an AA Blast flying. Actually get a hit Ramses. Who'd have guessed this guy's here? TP's back to the fountain. Unfortunately, not going to heal up for a little. And now this bottom tower taking a ton of damage. Where is the Dire at? They're not doing Roche. They're split pushing the other ones and take a ton of damage here. Interesting that they don't want to rotate.
There they are.
Hello, finally show up there. Now Paparazzi still just farming, going for that Monkey King bar. Just in advance, he knows Terrorblade's eventually going to want to get one.
Yeah, well,
And
for the
attack
Solar
speed.
Crest, Talon 3 on Terrorblade, he didn't go for 10% evasion, instead he went for a movement speed. Movement speed talents are the most shitty one. Like
Except
you
the
can
really
get
high
a
ones.
Wind Lace and get the move speed.
True, but evasion,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
10% 's not that
evasion.
much, is it? I mean, it's enough, more than 20 move speed,
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
it costs more than 250 gold,
True.
which is Wind Lace.
But I guess, yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have room, and he just wants to farm around the jungle, move around lanes. Top lane, Young 11 once again has Paparazzi inside of him, and he comes in the Hawk, and see you later, Ramses. These ganks from the Hawk, that is one of the best. Beastmaster onto Hawk, gives you the vision, gives you the TP target, and Ramses just gets blown up. Just vision.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, middle lane though, Undying gets thrown into the air. Fenrir doesn't have his ulti, so Lanham will go down. Pops down the tombstone. We get double tombstone going in, and Solo, he's like, oh, please, just let me
That's
kill
a
one.
lot of zombies.
That is the zombie house spawning double. And now Young 11, they don't know Roche is up. They haven't scouted it, and now Paparazzi's like, all right, it's up, and a Lincoln's again coming out from Beastmaster, so they just have so much. I mean, once again, they just want Paparazzi to siege, just keep putting stuff on him.
Yeah, they're gonna give him Aegis, so he can siege. That's the classic siege when you have an Aegis, or when you have super farmed knives. Just stand there, use rage, go back if needed, repeat endlessly.
That's all they have to do. They do have to watch out for the split push coming from no one bottom. Could be an easy tier 3 farm if they're not careful. But Ori is down here. Boots of Travel himself. And they can just, everyone can just TP to these Hawks. Young 11's micro has been fine, and Looks like that'll be it. He actually does get coiled. Is anyone else on the way? All it is Fenrir. We'll see if he Atoses him in time. Nope, blinks away perfectly timed, and he is gone. Could have been Prom's Beastmaster, very close to that 25 now.
There's Broke have no vision with that gem, plus all the vision from the summons from the Beastmaster, plus the Hawk. Pretty impossible to set up wards. Every time Solo left the base, he died. 8 deaths on him, plus 6 deaths.
Here we go, the Hawk coming in again. Lil, oh my goodness, they get it. The roar comes out, doesn't hit his ulti on Paparazzi, doesn't matter. Lil will just get melted down, and this vision game so strong. Will they be able to get this quap? Gonna be very tough. They do not. And you just get a runaway, but you can now push the base. Middle lane pushing in, obviously, because they have that melee racks. This is the thing. They just have to deal with the split push, get into that base, and start sieging. And oh, Silence coming in middle. They're going to find Lanham. Oh, they break the Lincolns up with that Atos, but now Fenrir is in a lot of trouble as well. He does get coiled, throws himself in the air. Pasha taking a ton of damage as well. Lanham just hiding in the trees. He will go down instantly. AA trying to run away, but Ori, he has that gem, doesn't want to lose it. Paparazzi, oh, nice force staff by Pasha will help him live. And oh my goodness, no one's just chasing down Fenrir in the middle lane. Wants to get this kill. One more auto attack. He needs it. Blinks forward, gets it. Dire Courier dies as well, so nice little change over here, though. They're going to go for Ramses. He's just going to TP out. No way they're getting this kill unless they have some. They do not. And there we go. 2-for-1 trade from VP as well as getting the Courier. No one just dancing around in their base.
I mean, it's good for VP that they're killing something, but last 3 or 4 times they just killed the Undying. I mean, the hero does not care.
Still, it stops the siege a little bit longer. Get Ramses a little bit more fine. He does have the Eye of Scotty now, so tons of stats, plenty. He has 34 armor.
85 attack speed from Inner Beast. That Beastmaster just hit level 25.
He does pick it up, like you said. He's attacking 0.66 seconds with Rage up on that Lifestealer. The man is just going to be ripping him apart. He has the Hyperstone actually in his backpack right now. When he gets Monkey King Bar, that guy is going to be flying with his hits. And here we go. The siege now begins. Silence comes off. He doesn't care. Whatever. Just continues sieging. There comes the shred. And Pasha actually goes down to Fenrir top. I didn't even notice that. Pardon me. Easy kill up top. They get the tier 2 tower, but Solo goes down to Paparazzi. Instant buyback from both of them, actually. And they're just gonna go back. Lincoln's on him. We see the second one. Hops in the Satyr Tormentor, summoned by Beastmaster, and just run away. And he jumps out now.
Puck tried a TP, but they killed the creep, so they should just reset the fight once he comes back into the bottom lane.
And Lifestealer does have Aegis as well as Cheese, so it's going to be insanely tough taking 3 lives from a Lifestealer with a Lincoln Sphere. And he'll just heal up, attacking these creeps. What do you get on the level 25 Lifestealer coming up on it? 2% feast damage doesn't feel like that much. You just go with the Rage, right?
Yeah, just for if
Roar
it's needed
comes
for
out.
the siege.
Will they get him? They're trying to push forward. Nice 4 steps away. Will save Lil, but look at this tier 3 goes down instantly. Paparazzi just runs away with that Solar Crest. They can't do anything. Oh, here come the rocks. Bouncing. Actually bounce back to him, but nicely avoided there. Here we go. Paparazzi just keep breaking down Lincolns. They get the Atos on him. 4-staffed away. Again, a ton of 4-staffs coming out from the Radiant. Doom as well as Enchant. So hard to lock anyone down, even with Roar and Atos. But they'll continue sieging top lane. They know Ori's up there, but he's just going to split push it out, probably one more wave, and then hop on down here.
That's a full Bloodthorn on Queen of Pain.
Oh, look at this. They just Atos him down. He's locked down. Oh my goodness, he almost dies. He didn't expect that coming out, and now ton of damage. Ramses does pop Metamorphosis. They'll probably just, keep the wave pushed in, and then they can engage once that's down.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the problem with Terrorblade. I mean, VP wants to fight. They just smoked. They know if meta is down, they really can't fight.
And Paparazzi actually goes in. We do see a Crimson Guard coming out, taking a little bit of damage. Paparazzi taking a ton of damage. There we go. Aegis there. He's going to throw the cheese on himself, so he has another life and about 3 cents if he really needs. A-Blast coming out actually hits Ramses because the Mausoleum blocks him up. Ramses in a ton of trouble, and the Decay will bring him down. Buyback is going to happen. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his range for him. Lil now running away, gets out of there with the nice 4-staffs Reflection. Going to do a ton of damage on him, but unfortunately, they're just sieging down this range barracks. Now melee. No one comes forward, like you said. Bloodthorn. Not quite enough, and Paparazzi pops that Rage. Ulti flies from the Quap just to push him back. No one blinks forward, and Spirit Vessel coming in. Paparazzi healing so much. Land, I'm going to go down again. That's what's going to happen. We do see an Infernal Blade pop out, but Doom in a ton of trouble. Perfectly timed 4-step onto the hill. Will save him. Roar comes down. Ramses, that was his buyback. Can he somehow get out of here? Doesn't look like it. He will not, and that will be no Terrorblade. 80 seconds. Solo getting right-clicked down by Ori. Bloodthorn doing a ton of crits. AA will go over the Quap even while he's Yules, and this could be bad. That is a
No
good
buyback
game.
on him.
Yep, good game called from no one, and Vici Gaming, 38 minutes. They just looked dominant this game from the beginning.
Yeah, it felt like the game was over 20 minutes ago, I would say.
Yeah.
That Beastmaster had Necro Book 9 minutes in, then they just continued to dominate those towers, took all tier 2 towers pretty quickly with the vision game from him.
Was it just
Feels like they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, was it just the laning from Vici? We saw they secured Young 11 as lane by having Lanham there, and then instantly he goes top, gets a kill there. Just great laning phase, it seems like Vici every game. And I don't know if that's the Undying, like he secures your lanes and then they just snowball from there. Maybe that's what SG didn't do. Didn't have stronger
Yeah, they
lanes.
had the other support from SG was a Wisp plus something else. It was pretty weak.
That's what it feels like. So Vici Gaming now into the winners bracket finals, guaranteed top 3 along with Liquid, and that should be a crazy matchup, which will be at the end of tomorrow. But the losers bracket comes tomorrow, 5 best of ones in a row, and we're going to see a lot of heartbreak. Any matches you're looking forward to?
I just want to see Vici Gaming playing more. They seem super strong, and the way they pick, I just love it.
Yeah, they felt weak in the very first game they played, the first game of the day, and then after that, man, they look so dominant.
Well,
so
it's
that
the first official match in the new patch, so
true.
might be.
They had some stuff
Might
to
be
do.
why.
Yep. And that will be that. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll finish analyzing it, so stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
All right, folks, welcome back. Of course, congratulations to Vici Gaming going 2-0 over Virtus Pro. They will advance into the winner bracket finals, which means they'll be facing off against Team Liquid coming up tomorrow.
They look good. I would say a little bit difficult to execute, right? The single core Lifestealer, as it were, but that was kind of like last game too with the single core AM. But they just were on point with Ori with the Blink Infest. Like trying to keep a Lifestealer farm can be a little bit difficult, but not when he gets 20 kills.
You know, Young
Tends to
11
help.
did not die once that game.
Yeah.
6, 0, and 17 on the Beastmaster.
Beastmaster looks quite good. And actually, the next game against Liquid's going to be very interesting because he got Mind Control. Doesn't think the hero's good because of Necro right now.
Well,
So
to
we'll
be
see.
fair, he didn't even upgrade the Necro, so he's not necessarily
Okay.
wrong. He had like a 9-minute Necro, and
the
then he just built other items.
The hero
Yeah.
still looked great, though.
I do agree. That level 7 is humongous. It's just
I'm
died.
super interested to see the draft in that series, just Beastmaster alone. Like one
And
team will
he's
ban
done.
him, or
That was
you
it.
think
That
he's
was
just
your one
100% banned?
Beastmaster game. Yeah,
Nah,
he's
great.
over.
He's been banned every game up to that. He gets picked once, looks incredible.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
No thanks.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see another Beastmaster the entire tournament.
I think it's way more important when it's like a core hero. It's in one of those situations like Bane, whatever. Let the Bane through if you have to. If you get to that point. But I feel like there's enough slots right now. It feels very unlikely we're going to see a Beastmaster
I'm
again.
also glad we saw the LAN M Undying, that second tombstone talent when you die, a la Warlock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't
Very
get that
nice.
much use that game. He wasn't really
No.
dying that often, but at least not towards the end of this end of the game when he actually had the talent. But
Yeah.
you can see the value there.
It was-
I really like that talent.
It was a brutal start for VP that game. You're used to VP coming out with a really aggressive start. That's usually where they shine, right? They attack early, they stay aggressive, they get you out of your comfort zone. It was almost the opposite. That Enchantress died 2 or 3 times in the first 5 minutes. Those early rotations really didn't work out so well, and it felt like they were just playing from behind the entire game.
Yeah, they did a decent job of keeping up with the net worth because of that split push. The Queen of Pain on one lane, Terrorblade on the other. But the AA honestly just helped sell it for me. Like the Beastmaster was really strong too, but you have kind of like Puck and Lifestealer teaming up, and then you have Beastmaster and Ancient Apparition teaming up, right? You have this like sick kill duo,
Yeah.
2 of them. So it's just like a lot of times we worry about teams having pick-off potential based on like one skill or something like that, like a hook shot or a chronosphere or something. But they were just like one after another after another
Play
as
of
the
the-
cooldowns came back and left
Play of
again.
the game. Sunder into Ice Blast.
That was pretty funny.
So we
I-
do- we do have
I
one-
laughed quite loudly.
One replay to
They
take
probably
a look
heard
at
me.
that we could queue up here as we're talking about. Yeah, that was pretty comical. You don't
Yeah,
see
not
those
gonna lie.
like
It was a
perfect
sweet
timings
save.
like
It's
that.
like I got you, man. I just went down. At least Queen got out of it. That
Instant
could have been
regret,
way
yeah.
worse.
True.
They both died. That would have been worst case scenario. So yeah, let's take a look at that replay. Let's relive that one piece of madness before we wrap things up tonight. Was this the
I
smoke
believe
rotation?
this is. Oh no, he's level 13. I thought this might have been.
This
your
is where he
talent.
drops the tombstone. No.
No,
Never mind.
This is not your cool talent thing.
Almost Suns fan.
All right. One of these fights, they stand there and he casts 2 tombstones.
Yeah, a pretty chaotic fight in the mid lane, but obviously Vici come out ahead.
It kind of just looks like the whole game.
There's actually
a lot of VP heroes dying.
Down there, Enchantress almost got the kill on Beastmaster, but she kept clicking the creep because there's so many creeps, misclicking constantly for that last hit.
Yeah.
And
It
ends up dying.
also kind of seems like Witch Doctor just didn't have a huge effect. We sort of hyped up how well he can deal with the neutrals, the summons
Yeah.
from the Beastmaster. He still works well in that context, but outside of that, Witch Doctor he sort of fell flat. I don't know.
Maybe we kind of theorized perhaps like a Faceless Void or something, someone to help the ultimate work. They didn't really have that. They didn't have any stuns, really, on the
Yeah.
side of VP. Maybe a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, Lifestealer was quite a good pick, though, because eats up Witch Doctor, eats up Enchantress, like classic counter for Enchantress. Not great against Terrorblade necessarily, but Doom, you don't really care, especially with that build. You don't really care that much if you get doomed in a fight.
Yeah.
So
I think
pretty
one
good
of the
pick.
problems to the whole game is like they have 0 play if they're jumped on the side of VP. Their best possible play was that Sunder top. That's like their save. And
Yeah.
now you have a TB at like 20% HP. All right,
Yeah.
sick. But
It's not great.
they don't have any sort of like AoE skills to come in and help themselves out. You're looking at like a cask or something. That's here. I got you, man. Like,
Yeah.
There was nothing if they were hopped on upon, and you're playing against a Puck and a Beastmaster. So if you don't have any counterplay to that, that means you have to be perfectly flawless when it comes to your split push. You can never be
Right.
caught, and it's just so unlikely with Hawks flying around. Like
Yeah, that's true.
it's not going to work. Hence why I picked them to 2-0 and was so correct.
Absolutely true.
I mean, there it is.
What a god.
Well predicted.
wow.
Trent
well
God at Twitter.com.
So close.
All right, can we pull up the bracket for one final time today to see how things have settled down and what we have to look forward to tomorrow? Yes, here we are. Tomorrow it's going to be best of ones. We're going to start in that lower bracket with that opening round. It'll be SG versus Immortals and then OG versus Fnatic. 2 teams will be going home out of the gate.
Are you telling me that I'm going to get to watch a best of 1 tomorrow with Virtus Pro with newbie and with OG.
I am.
I'm pretty excited.
I'm telling you
that
that,
sounds
my
like
friend.
quite the day. That's
pretty
like, and just wait. There's more.
Oh,
we have
please.
Immortals playing in the best one versus SG.
Absolutely. I think we're going to get pretty far through that lower. We only have 2 days left, so we're going to get all the way through the lower bracket up to the lower bracket finals. And then our final match tomorrow will be that big winner bracket matchup, Team Liquid versus Vici, to round out our coverage tomorrow, which, of course, on our final day means it's lower bracket finals straight into the grand finals.
Battle of the Beastmaster that won't make an appearance. It'll be wonderful.
It'll be important. It'll be one of the first 6 bans in the games, right?
Yeah.
Very
Maybe an
important
IO,
stuff.
perhaps a Bane in there as well.
Oh, I hope. Well, maybe. Yeah, Bane for sure. I don't know about IO. People are just, they don't care about IO these days. I
Apparently
guess.
not.
Tiny was really strong, but now he's just gone.
Isn't that when it
You
gets
know, the
interesting,
threat's
though?
out there.
Don't remind me about Tiny anymore, please.
The CK, I think it's still there. But
Well, we
okay.
could see it in that opening match tomorrow, right? SG is the one team that was actually picking Wisp, or picked Wisp that one time. So maybe we'll get that wish for you, Suns fan, and see some Wisp
I mean,
action.
anything can happen in best of ones as well.
That's
right?
true. That
It's
is
like
the time
March
to pull out the
Madness of
pocket
Dota.
straps.
Thank you.
Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Sports.
That one guy out there that actually watches real sports knows exactly what you're talking
Hey.
about.
Shout
my
out to
friend.
you,
This is
real
real
guy.
sports.
This is real sports.
Yeah, we're cool now.
Well
nice.
done.
Got
Well
'em.
done.
Yeah.
This is real
We're
sports.
in.
Guys and girls, that's it. We're done for today. This is day 2 of the AMD Sapphire Dota Pit Season 6. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time, same people, and a lot more Dota 2 to look forward to. Thank you so much for joining us. But for today, we are done. We'll see you later.